Good evening, everybody. All right, let's get some stuff going here. How you doing, Coco Type? I am doing good, sir. Doing good, thank you. I am trying to get some of my buttons have stopped working. What's that all about? Hold on. Let's do this. Let's click some buttons, see what happens. Stream Deck has decided to be a pain. All right, there we go. Stream Deck is just being a pain in the ass apparently today. All right, hang on. Let's see if we can get that. Nope, clicking buttons and nothing happening. Oh, I know why. I think maybe randomly push buttons and see what happens. Never, always works, right? Yeah. I'm clicking all the buttons. I just don't think they're doing anything. All right, let's see. What should we do this week? So, in everybody's absence this week, I have been working on this app a little bit. It is very close to feeling like something I should commit to probably at least test flight. I probably could ship it if I wasn't so overly cautious, but we are mostly there. I did a couple of tweaks. We've got the pictures in place, as you can see, although they're slightly out of date because... Let me go here. You can see I've been playing with some colors a little bit to break them up. I was sort of inspired by some stuff I was reading, and I thought, yeah, let's put them in there. Yeah, the App Store is the best place to beta test. Absolutely. Apparently, that's what everyone else does, right? In fact, that's probably an interesting discussion right there. I should probably do a podcast episode on that because you have, it seems like you have two camps. You have the camp that either puts stuff there way before it's ready, or the other camp where they waited way too long and they really should have, like, you could have shipped this, you know. There's no middle ground where it's just about right. All right, let's have a look. So yeah, I made some color changes, you can see, for the name and the description to differentiate them between the others. I did the same on the details view on here. And of course the edit one matches the one for adding. There really isn't any more I need to do here for the V10 in the app per se. I got to do the web page. So on the app settings screen, there's this link right here, which currently goes nowhere, but that's going to be the jumping off point probably for the website page for the help, where I think I'm going to put some videos out there. I made a video earlier. Let me find it and I will send out a link here. Give me 1 second. Oh, is it going to be on my history? Yeah, this link right here should be the one. Quick little video that I made. Let's pull this up here in Safari. So this is a quick little video that I made here for sort of putting a feeler out there to see how people feel about it. If anyone comments at all, I just sort of go through, show some basic usage of the app. Kind of like a quick little teaser here. Nothing really super long. Just a, you know, commit. I felt that if I put a video out there, that committed me to, that's the first sort of appearance in public of this, and that commits me to doing it. And maybe if I'm lucky, some people will want to beta test it for me and try it out. So that is what I have done this week, whilst you have not been seeing it on the stream. So that's all I've done. You haven't really missed much. Like I say, let's pull up the Trello board for this. Take a quick look here. You will see that I'm in the midst of creating the store listing. I got to do the website pages. Remember, the green here is the 1.0 release. So that is it. Basically do the web stuff, finish up the listing for the App Store, and push the button. That's really it. I've decided to do this one for free. Uh, Firstly, because I think I want to get some feels for how many people might be interested in this. I go to all my stuff in there now um, on the app, but I want to see how other people feel about it, and then maybe considering some premium features further down the road that I might add in. But we'll see. You know, it's that thing of at some point you've got to kick it out the door. You know, see if any fish bite. So that's what's going on there. All right. One thing that has been puzzling me this week, and I'm going to switch projects here and show you because it's been driving me crazy as to why this is a weird thing for macOS, right? Let me just move that there. Okay. So this is an app idea that I've got that I've been playing around with. I'll just get this to load up here. And what's baffling me is, at first I thought it was my misunderstanding, but after doing a whole bunch of research, I've discovered, no, maybe that's not the case, and maybe it's just weird. When it comes to doing, I got a Mac app here. This is kind of the Mac app layout, right? And the idea being is, I wanted to put a calendar in here, but things get a little bizarre because I want to show you here. If I just put in the standard calendar control, sorry, not there. It's not gonna. I've just got, you know, this. I always put bold colors like this, red here, just to show me areas so I can see what's going on. By the way, I'm not going to go with that red. But if you look at this entry list here, right, it's just got some text in here. But what I was playing around with, and the problem that I'm having is, let's see if it'll pull up the control just like this. I don't think it will. Calendar identifier. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's interesting. I have not seen this before. Didn't see that the other day when I did it. I was trying to put a calendar in here, right? And when I put a calendar in, it's really small on the Mac. And I thought, well, I'll resize it and it'll be fine. Nah, it's not that simple. You can reset, or at least my playing around with SwiftUI, you can resize the frame and you can quote unquote scale the control, but all it's doing really is scaling it up and it looks like a scaled control. It's not pretty. Calendar isn't a UI element, it's the date math class. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe it was a date picker. Yeah, date picker. That's what it was. Okay. And I'm trying to remember how I did this with the style. I had to work this for a little bit. Oh, hang on. I'm totally screwing this up. Date picker. Let me try it this way. This actually is not what I had before. So just going to put something in there. Let's add a binding for this. So I had like, oh, I think it was selected date. Let's just do that for now. And then it would be a date, right? And then see if I can hack this together real quickly here. Selected date. Oh, I'm going to have to go get my coffee in a second. State file, selected date. Let's just make it a date. Doesn't matter. Just want it to be valid. No? Oh, yeah. Okay. Stupid me. All right. Come on, please render. Maybe I'll get a better result this time. I feel like this is not the way I did it the other day when I was playing around. Cannot preview this file. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did have something like this. But what I wanted to show was the actual, date style. And I wanted to show the calendar. I can't remember what they call that. Anyone remember offhand? Let me look this up real quickly. Date picker, date style. See, you can tell I'm running behind today. Graphical date picker style. That was it. That was what it was called. Yeah, let me just take that right from there. Thank you. Thank you, sir. That was the one. And yep, just make sure that is what I had. Yep. But here was the problem, right? Oh, so the other day it didn't have a clock. That's interesting. But this didn't scale. Let me try this, because what happened was it was not scaling accurately, right? So if I did like a frame, now I get it, because at first I thought, well, that's because I'm scaling the frame, so we'll see. So let's do a width of, say, just going to pick some big number. I want to see if it changes. 250, 250, whatever. Yeah, so this is what I was getting, right? Of course, the frame was doing the frame, but the content was not adjusting with it, right? And that was the problem. Was, give me 1 second here. Date picker spies. No. What I can't figure out is when I did this the other day, I didn't have the clock appearing. I don't want the clock, but I don't know why it's appearing now. Meant to be like a full calendar view. Right, that was kind of where I got to with this as well, and I thought, it doesn't sound good. So I had two options. I could either try and keep fighting this. See, the problem is that this is fully functional and nice, but no. Two options I found. One was to just use the third-party library for it, but quite a few of them were somewhat out of date. And the other was I'd seen someone using a collection view, if I remember rightly, to lay this out, which just seemed like it, it's kind of that thing. You've heard me say this before with SwiftUI. Seems like this is more effort than it should be. It's kind of like a color picker. Like color picker, it's just kind of a mini version. Yeah. So I very quickly was like, all right, not going to do that, right? Because the idea here is I want a calendar month, and eventually the plan would be, once I have entries, I want that to be highlighted on the calendar that there was an entry, kind of like a journal thing, right? You've seen it before. So with that, I'm going to take a quick dive into the kitchen and get myself, the calendars were out of date. Rim shot. Oh, dude. Oh, he's here all week. I'm gonna put you all on hold here. I'm gonna grab me some coffee real quick. I will be right back. see. Is everything working here? Yeah. Okay. So, firstly, I was like, okay, so I guess it's going to have to be a third-party thing. There are some out there, but I don't like to use third-party libraries unless I have to. That's kind of the problem here, right? So, and let me see here. I don't think any of these are the ones that I was looking at. So we've got, you know, we got the date picker here, documentation, no help. I think this is where I was looking. Yeah. So I was going through, and there was, you know, there was some in here. Let's go back. There's this calendar view one, and these others here. You know, you look at them all, not a lot of activity on these. Calendar kit's getting a fair amount. If we pop over to the source code here. But it's basically allows you to make a full calendar, which is not what I'm looking for. So I sort of dismissed that idea, and then it had a week view again. It's like, nah. Felt like it was more effort than it needed to be. Let's pop open. I'm not seeing the one. There was one called Elegant Calendar or something like that. It was the most promising, but hadn't been worked on for a couple of years. I think it was something like that. I'll know it when I see it. Actually, I haven't looked at this one. This is not the one I thought it was. Let's have a look here. This one's a little old, but it's not that bad. I think it was called Elegant something. Elegant Calendar. Yeah, this was it. This looked really nice actually. This one, you know, you can customize it. I was like, oh, this is almost exactly what I want. More than what I want. I don't know if I should be worried that it's this old though. That's the problem. And as I was looking through, I think is it SwiftUI? I don't think it is. Yeah. Oh, come on, Safari. There we go. Oh, it is SwiftUI. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't care that it's this old since it's been worked on, but I just worry about abandoned projects, especially when you're building something new, right? So, I don't know. Maybe I should just try this, get my proof of concept running to see if it's even going to be something I think I want to do. I guess what I could do is give it a go. Swift packages, where are you? Hey Nicholas, how you doing? How's your weekend been? Hope none of you are in the line of the storms, by the way. Hopefully none of you are suffering problems from the hurricane. If you are, stay safe. For those watching this many moons from now, Hurricane Ida. Ida? I think it's Ida, yeah. Let's have some fun with this. Why not? Let's just play with this, shall we? Come on, we'll take the master branch. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I had a fun weekend. I started doing something again I haven't done in quite a while, inspired by this stream actually. I opened up I have a separate stream that I set up a long time ago for gaming, and sort of resurrected that at the weekend on the PC. That was fun. Just a mega heat wave this weekend. Oh boy. Well, at least it's dry, but you don't want that, right? It's a little cooler here in Texas than it should be, which is kind of weird. The day hurricanes hit Seattle, we got way bigger issues. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they make Hollywood movies about those kind of problems. Yeah. Oh, could you imagine like turning on the news and they're like, yeah, there's a hurricane heading towards Seattle. It'd be like saying Seattle got hit by a tornado. I don't think you have to worry about that either, right? Sharknado. Yeah, now Sharknado is not so bad. At least you got something you can deal with there, right? And you can tell your friends and kids about. All right, let's add this library. Okay. Now, let's see how we do this. So, I really wish they hadn't have quit. What did they make? 6 movies and then they stopped making them? Let's do a build, bring all this in, make sure it's happy. All right. I guess I should look up how to use this thing, right? Basic usage. Import elegant calendar. Da, da, da. Oh, don't start complaining already. Did I forget to add it to the target? I bet I did. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Wait, why are you failing now? Okay. Nope. What did I miss? I feel like they, you know, the Sharknado movies, they should have had some spin-offs, right? Crocnado, stuff like that, right? They could have gone in any direction with this thing. Except Jellyfish Nado. You don't want that because that's just splat in the face, right? Elegant calendar and logging. Yep, those are in there. Okay. I love when it fails and it's like, nope, I'm not going to tell you why. Is this going to be another one of those weird Xcode quirks? Okay, at least you're giving me errors. I can work with errors. No such module. Login. Huh? It's right there. That was working before. What's the problem? It's right there. Oh, Xcode, Xcode, Xcode. UI kit is not available when we're building for macOS. What? What the hell is this? Oh, it's inside. Okay. Oh, life just gets complicated fast, doesn't it? See, this is why I don't like third-party libraries. Only iOS compatible. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it'll be. Alright, let's try the iOS one. Which puts me right back where I started because I want this to work on a Mac. Yeah, okay. Dang it. If it's a UI kit, I guess you could always try to make it a catalyst. Don't use those words. I guess I could, but I don't want to. Nothing against Catalyst, but I feel like it's just a temporary thing. That's just kind of my viewpoint on it. I'm probably wrong, but I just feel it's one of those, you know, Apple's put it there as a transitional technology and then they'll kill it off. That's just my opinion. Nothing says I'm right. I'm probably completely wrong. Okay. All right. Okay, so basically I'm right back where I started, right? This, the more I was working on this, and since I've only just started on this, as you can see, I started to say to myself, you know what, Peter, maybe you just should do a non-SwiftUI one and live with it, because more and more you just get tired of fighting these SwiftUI battles. But a calendar view, I mean, it just seems so like, wouldn't that be there from day one, you know? All right, so let's try this. macOS SwiftUI calendar. Nope. Mac OS SwiftUI. We don't really. I mean, we don't really have a calendar view in UIKit either, right? Or AppKit for that. Well, no, isn't it? I think it's done by a collection view, isn't it? Don't you have to sort of go around it the long way? I think. iOS. Someone asking in the forums. Maybe we just don't want to make macOS apps anymore. I should say I was started playing around with a React Native based Mac app, and you know, it was not as hard to get basically the view up and running as I thought it would be. So that was interesting. Well, you can make one out of a collection view, but in the same case, can't you make one out of the grid types in SwiftUI either? Well, you probably could. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, and maybe I'm misinterpreting what you're saying here, but yeah, I'm sure you could make one, but it feels like you shouldn't have to, right? I mean, maybe I'm looking at it wrong, but it's one of these things where it's like it's not some magical nobody's ever needed to use one kind of component, right? And every time I say to myself, does it, like, we had to wait till what, the last version of SwiftUI before we got a text field, you know, like a proper text field. And it just seems weird that it's like, why is it taking Apple so long to do these basic controls? Shouldn't you have a team just dedicated to building out these controls? If you really want us to adopt SwiftUI, you need to make it easier for us. Like, for example, you know, the Day One app, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they have, let me pull up the store. They have a calendar view in there that's just fabulous, right? see, they have this calendar view, and it's probably homegrown, but it's great. Say none of the frameworks have a calendar control. That's realistic. I don't think that really is a basic control. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm over simplifying it. There's a hell of a lot involved with the view calendar control, which, to be honest, is also part of the reason why I don't want to build one, because I don't want to have to deal with that stuff. AppKit doesn't have it, UIKit, so I don't know why SwiftUI would have it when the older ones do. Yeah. But doesn't it feel like a thing that a lot of apps would want, and you shouldn't have to jump through hoops for it, but maybe you do. Maybe you should. Maybe I'm completely wrong. SwiftUI calendar view using lazy grid. I think I looked at this one. Yeah, I think I looked at that one. All right, let's skim through this real quick. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Maybe I'm just picking all the worst projects to do with SwiftUI. I can't imagine I'm so revolutionary, groundbreaking that's the case, though. All right. Let's skip ahead, see what they're doing. I just want to see where they're at here before I even get into this. Stats very much like a calendar app. Okay. No. Oh, I think I looked at this one. But I think I figured out this was iOS only. Does nobody make Mac apps? This one's iOS, which is a shame because it's nice. Maybe I have to dive deep into Calendar Kit. I hope not. I'll be honest, folks. This is just a personal project, and if it ends up being that it's going to be way too much effort, I'll just keep using the third-party app that I'm using. I just thought it might be interesting to make my own. Now, I mean, I could live with this app just being an iPad app, and then, yeah, I could run it on the Mac that way. I could live with that. Let's switch over here. Yeah, I knew I'd regret putting those pixel values in at the beginning. All right, you know what? Let me think. Let's do this. Let's start from scratch. And isn't it funny that it's got iOS, macOS, watchOS, tvOS, multi-platform, but there isn't one that actually says, you know, iPad. I always just thought that was odd. I'm trying to remember where I saw the iPad settings now. I guess it was probably in here, right? Another test app. Here we go. SwiftUI. Yep. Yep. No, don't want those for now. Yeah, just put it there. Another test project. I know, right? Oops. Oh, Peter. Dragging too close to the edge, buddy. Okay. Let's back up here. Let's just make this an iPad. Doesn't matter. iPad Pro. Oh my gosh, I need that coffee. All right, let's bring that down a bit. Okay. Let's break this out into something simple. Let's do, try to remember, VStack. In there, we'll just put some text. Just basic stuff. Oops. All right, actually, this needs to be an H stack. An H stack with that. Let's get rid of that one. Those over there. Okay. Let's think this one through. Oops. Doesn't matter really. We'll just put date in there for now. I'll probably regret doing this just as much as I regretted doing the other one. Okay, and then date picker style was yep, thank you. See, doesn't it look so magically awesome on the iPad compared to... Why couldn't it be like that on the Mac? Seriously. Come on now. All right. We're already in a better place. Let's keep mocking this idea up. This eventually, of course, will be a popover. Really want to see this in landscape view, but I don't want to have to hassle with drawing out the thing here. Okay, and then the content. Let me think. Oops. Yeah, I can't remember how to do a split view now. Gosh, my brain is dead. I'm gonna have to look it up. Can't believe I've forgotten. Navigation view. Thank you, Paul. Oh. Let's just borrow that off of there. We'll run this. Oh, I feel myself getting tired here. I really shouldn't have started this so late today. I was just involved with something else. All right. Okay, we fixed that. We've got the list underneath. Drop this off. See? So I guess I guess we just abandoned doing a Mac app. For now, at least. Directly. Well, Mac specific. Let me start there. Okay. Oops. And then we'll put this, just a placeholder there. Let's run it again. That should now work properly. All right, we got the popover, blah, 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 over there, and the content on the side. Great, thank you. Let's now fix this. So, underneath the list, we want to push all these to the top. If I do a live preview, can I see the primary here? Fabulous, thank you. That helps me so much. Okay. rid of that. If I do that, better. Okay. So what I want to do, let's go back to our documentation here. Thank you, Hacking with Swift, yet again. Oh, look. Cocoa type, there's our accent color again. Remove time from it's probably in the documentation, but yeah, right. Nope. I mean, it doesn't matter that the time's on there, but looks like you needed displayed components. I was wondering that, yeah. I thought maybe it might be something like that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take what you've got right there. Go and crash horribly so I can fix them. Thank you. Oops. I'm guessing I don't put it in there like that, right? This probably goes in here, right? Yeah. Okay. After selection. Yes, sir. Wait. Let me type it in. Oh, wait. This can't be that simple, right? I'm sure I must be missing something. There we go. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You're awesome. Okay, that, and then we're going to have a list of stuff and the content off to the side here. I wonder why there's such a big space at the top, though. I mean, I know there would be the navigation view, but I guess it would be below there, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. We'll fill this out with stuff. Let me just make a fake list here. Okay, this actually feels a little more promising. I feel like I can sit with sketch this out on the drawing board, but that is more what I was looking like. Oh, I wanted, right? And I can just pop that off to the side. Yeah. This, of course, all still completely works. This is more like what I wanted. All right, tough decision time. Yeah, I can live with this. If I guess I can have it run like this on the Mac. That would be fine too. It's not perfect, but it'll do for what I want for my app. Again, this is just for me, at least for now. And that's pretty sweet, right? And then you can just do it. Yep. All right. I can live with that. Now, let's think. Let's plan ahead here. So, when I create things, it's very much like a journal, right? They'll appear on a list down here. So when I click on one, it should select and show me on the calendar. The calendar should also show me where the list here is entered on here. And then, of course, over there, the content is the content. Easy. So it's almost completely finished itself at this point. Okay. All works the same. Yep. All right. But I think what else? Let's think. There should be at the top of this one. Let's just put in. There'll be a toolbar. I'm just going to put text as a placeholder on there for now. Now, let's push all the content to the top. That should give me basically what I'm looking for here. Right? Nope. What did I do? Oh. Sorry. Yeah, actually, my bad. That should have been a VStack. Just like 3 more lines of code and you're done. Yeah, right? Oh, the icon. 3 lines of code in the icon. Now, here's the thing. See all this gap at the top here? This has me puzzled. I mean, I know this way round there's navigation. I get that. Icons are overrated. We should all just go with the gray square with the circles and the blueprint lines. Yeah. Put the guesswork back into which app is it, right? Just randomly tapping on the icon. No, that's not the app. That's not the app. You know what, though? Hands up all those people who have found that so many apps now have so many similar icons as they try to game each other in the store that you end up clicking on the wrong icon. I've done it. App. App, not even app 1, app 2. Nice. Or app new version, app latest. Okay. Untitled app. Yeah, there you go. Or just untitled. Yeah. TBD. Doc 1. All right. Okay, great. That was an interesting list, actually. It does give you some interesting options. That's a nice one. All right. Thank you, Coco Type. Thank you. Thank you for putting it on the other side of the chat. You want to ping pong the conversation across the screen with yourself? Here's the weird thing that I'm trying to figure out. See, right? I'm in Streamlabs. I'm using Streamlabs. Uh, and I think it was the Restream where they would group all of the chats together into one to make life easy. Streamlabs doesn't seem to do that, which is kind of weird and kind of annoying. But feel free, yeah. Look, if we could all just sit here and watch Coco Type have a conversation with himself across the edges, right? Or if you want to make it real fun, give me half the solution on one chat, half the solution on the other chat, and then we're just putting them together. So the answer is, in the short term, I've got to have the chats here like this. You can tell I'm on a one-screen setup, right? If I was on a two-screen setup, this probably wouldn't even be an issue. And I've got an Apple screen sitting right next to me, right there, but it's connected to a different machine. And it's not one of the new fancy ones. It's one of the really old, like 27-inch, 300-pound ones, which I just can't bring myself to get rid of because it's awesome. Plus, what do you do with it? I'll just provide different answers in each chat. One is a lie and the other is correct. Oh, that's perfect. You just want me to get, yeah, is to figure out which is which. Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste them both and then comment accordingly. Oh, man. Wait till he discovers the Facebook chat. Now I'm really in trouble. And then I think I saw a Vimeo one. So if you really want to have like 4 boxes going, I'll make it happen for you. All right. Okay. Mixer channel. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Oh, God, now Nicholas is doing it. I feel like I created a monster here. I actually did have a Mixer channel, but I read that they killed it off, so I just quit bothering with it on my gaming side. You know. Now look at me. You got me doing this. If I'm going to sue you guys for neck injuries. All right. I feel like this app actually may have some use for me now. Dang. I was all ready to kill it off, and then you went and solved my problems. So thank you, and thank you. They did kill it off. Okay. And they didn't replace it with anything, right? Because Mixer was the Microsoft/Xbox one. And I'm surprised that they didn't have a replacement. Is that right? There is no replacement? And then, well, let me think. No, on the PlayStation you can do YouTube, right? I think. It's been a long time since I had a PlayStation. And by the way, I saw the no, it still exists on the other side. I was pretending like it wasn't there. I'm waiting for the yes they did, no they didn't, yes they did, no they didn't. All right, let's think. Yeah, this app actually may end up being useful after all. And here's a question for you all, or just something to throw out there. I've been seriously considering, for an app that I use, that I wrote for myself, instead of using a like internal app storage, I'm actually considering playing around with CloudKit and having it so that it syncs across my devices. But I've never done any CloudKit. But what do you all think? You think it's worth looking at? Dropbox Sync is the other option. I'm a big Dropbox user. Xbox now has built-in Twitch support. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, cool. See, I play my gaming on the PC. I'm a big Destiny 2 player or Destiny player, and that's what I've just started streaming. You can go to, by the way, shameless plug, UIBuzz, UIBUZZ.com, or look for it on Twitch. That's my gaming one. But I do it on the PC, and now that it has crossplay, I can play with my old clan buddies on PlayStation. CloudKit is a bit scary, but it's fine if you don't try to get too complicated. Is it is it about the same complexity as core data? Because I didn't find core data to be too bad. Wait, what's the yes? See, you're making me paranoid. So, if well, my options would either be for multi-device support would either be CloudKit, Dropbox, I guess. I don't want to support infrastructure like Firebase and stuff, which is why I figured if it's Dropbox, it kind of still is each person's responsibility at that point, right? And there is the cloud version of Core Data. Kineo uses CloudKit, and I've never had any issues. Okay. Scroll Notes uses CloudKit, and it's an absolute nightmare. All right, so you're kind of 50-50. Nicholas says CloudKit, so now that's kind of like a 75-25. I'm hoping that my professional side apps that I work on, we don't go down that path and just do API calls, because I would hate to be forced into using CloudKit or something, because I always feel kind of reluctant when I'm forced to use it other than choosing to, right? But what I'm thinking, see, here's the thing. There's an app, and I don't know if I should mention it. It's a really good app, and I love it. The first version, and I beta tested the second version, and then used the second version. Maybe it's even on the third one now. I can't remember. And it's really good, but it uses Dropbox and single files that get stored on Dropbox. And the problem with that is that whenever you do something or run the app or whatever, the more content you put in there, the slower it is, because it's constantly having to churn through a whole ton of text files from Dropbox, and it just feels very inefficient, Just write a Swift server backend and sync with that. Actually, funny enough you say that, I was thinking it's also maybe a good excuse, right, to fire up a DigitalOcean container or something like that and use Vapor. I've played with Vapor but never used it on anything. But maybe it's a good excuse to write a Vapor app and use APIs written in Swift with Swift on the server. It's a good excuse to play with some technologies, right? I mean, if you're going to give yourself one headache, why not have two, right? But the problem is I've seen so many good things from so many good people, like, Leo at Empower Apps, Bright Digit, and then, of course, Megan as well uses them, has been doing Vapor, and I've been so impressed by all the stuff they've been doing with it that I'm thinking maybe I should do that. So I've got all the books and everything else and played around with it, but you know how it is until you find an app where you're like, okay, I need to use it now, that you really dive into it. That'd be cool. Yeah, maybe it would be good streams too, right? Sit and play with some Vapor stuff, because you can spin it. I could spin it up here in a Parallels VM or something like that. Just spin up a Linux server in Parallels VM and install Swift on there and do it in there. That would be fun. That could be a nightmare stream one week, right? Yeah, maybe I should do that. I do like to use Parallels. Any excuse to run Parallels for Mac is a good one. I use I have an Ubuntu 20 whatever it is, long-term support, and a Windows 10 in there. You can do all the Vapor dev in Xcode too. No need to spin up Parallels. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm thinking back to because Vapor 3 now, isn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking back to when I did like Vapor 2 stuff. You can run it. I remember all the stuff that I followed. Yeah, I mean, they had you coding it in there, and it was fine, and you can run it in there. But I used to use, well, now it's Nova by Panic is my web editor that I use. I used all the JetBrains tools. Nothing against those, love those, but I had Nova, and the initial release was a bit but they've got so good with all the updates now that I'm actually using Nova for a lot of web stuff. So doing that. Vapor 4, oh shoot, really? Okay, I'm glad I didn't learn 3. Maybe I forgot that there's the 4. I can't remember. Vapor 3, one of the two. I think it was 2 when I was playing with it. Um, yeah, Vapor 4. Wow. I mean, that seems to be, I know there's other frameworks, but that seems to be the one that everybody uses, or everybody I know uses. And I always like to go with something that I can reach out and ask people, what the hell am I doing? You may have noticed that. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll play around with some Vapor and some streams. How about that? Yeah. Although, maybe Cocoa Type can solve all the problems for us before we get there. What do you think, Nicholas? Right? Okay. I think I'm feeling like it's what is it? 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's getting late. I think I might leave it there for now. This has given me the answers I wanted, which is if I do this for the iPad and for the iPhone, which I don't do a lot of typing on the iPhone, you all know how much I hate that keyboard. But I do love my iPad Pro, so maybe I do that. Maybe I do it on an iPad version, and then I can run that on the Mac as well. Coco Type says, I've done Vapor streams before. Nothing super exciting though, mostly just my beta sign-up stuff. You know, it's more than what I've done. I've done some basic routing stuff. Nicholas says for sure, so you got to fix it for us now. Sorry, Jeff, you got to have to fix it. Yeah, I've done some basic routing and stuff like that, and wrapped my head around that. As you all know, I've done React stuff, so you know JavaScript. What I hope is it's not very Rails or Ruby like, because that is not my strong point. And I already juggle. I'm sure we've all been there, right? You juggle a certain amount of languages and then you say that's enough. I don't need to learn any more at the moment. So we'll see. All right, folks, it's getting late, and I'm getting a little kind of, my brain is dying here, but I almost feel like it's just awesome just sit and chat with you. I feel like we have more chat than we do code, but that's probably a good thing, right? Because my code sucks. No, seriously, that's what it's all about, right? It's just kind of chill. I feel like sometimes I should just have like a coding stream, whatever, dev chat thing, whatever you want to call it, and everyone could just talk about whatever the hell they like, you know? It's like, I'm actually thinking, because I thought about this for the podcast, and I haven't done a podcast for Compile Swift this week, and I was starting to think of an idea of having maybe someone who does something that I've never touched or don't know anything about, very little, like Ruby on Rails, whatever, Perl, and saying, okay, come and talk on the thing, I'll come to the stream and convince me why I should try this language, and just see what they say. Didn't we sit around and talk about microwaves for 10 minutes a month? Dude, we did. Did you find the microwave in the end? I remember you found one with a screen, right? If I remember rightly, you found one with a screen. Sounds good, Nicholas. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we what was it? You found one with a screen, or was that the? I know we found. Oh, it was a GE, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a GE one we found. Okay, so maybe what it is, Cocoa Type. Maybe what it is. We know that if we can very quickly derail it and start looking at microwaves with screens in, fridges, other stuff than our actual what we were doing, we're not failing at what we're writing, right? Because we're just avoiding it altogether. So, you know, maybe we'll do like cross stitch or something. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Actually, we could almost do like a dongle of the week. I'll bring on a dongle and we'll all try and figure out what the hell it connected to, right? I did find one the other day that was a Centronics interface, believe it or not, for the old printers. Do you remember? And they had like the ones that you put it on and you screwed it on, like the old what was it, PS2 for the mouse, and you'd put it on and they'd have the two screws and you'd screw this thing in like you were ever gonna pull your mouse out from the thing, but had these bloody great screws that you put on there. Anyway, all right, folks, I think we'll leave it there, but I'm really liking the idea of the Vapor next time around. Yeah, and you know what, maybe I'll have to look into the idea of having this dev cast, whatever you want to call it, where we have someone come and like convince us to play around with this language, right? That might be interesting. All right, I'm going to leave it there this week, folks. I'm going to finish up my coffee, maybe try and catch a little television, and just call it quits. Thank you so much for the conversation. Always love our conversations. And it was so nice to be able to drop in on Coco Type this week. And Nicholas, thank you so much. And anyone else out there who may be watching, you'll do the closure episode. Oh, you know what? Would you? Because I've never understood it. Never understood it. Okay. Now, if you do closure, let me see. I could do, or we could get real old school and I could do some action script. Or I even was on a project where we wrote an app using, do you remember Censure Touch? Yeah. That's still a thing, by the way. But I worked on an app that was highly configurable using Censure Touch. It was a total nightmare. You don't want to do the closure? Yeah, Censure Touch was interesting. That seemed like such a good idea at the time. But anyway, so hell, you know what? Every week there's a new JavaScript framework. We practically have endless possibilities, right? Anyway, folks, take care of yourselves. Appreciate you dropping by this week. I'm going to see if I can try and get a stream in the week sometime to make up for some of the stuff that I've missed here. Maybe, maybe I'll try and get something in there. And I got to catch up on my podcast. I missed the podcast. The problem I've had is, like I say, doing this on the Sundays, then trying to get the podcast in the week. But it has been a crazy busy work schedule, and life is just so hectic for everybody lately, right? But I got to try and get an episode out there as well. And I got to write some more stuff and do some more videos. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good week if I don't see you beforehand. Oh, I forgot my Stream Deck's broken.